had a new client who phoned me from Australia a few weeks back. She had had 2 operations on her stomach, and her intestine had exploded. The one operation for the first time would not heal, so she needed a second operation. She had a long time recovering, and she wanted to find out why this was going on in her life. She was aware enough to know that emotions can create illness, and this was probably why it wasn't healing. So I went into the injury and I asked, why does this exist in her body? I heard in my head, she busted a gut. So I asked her, well, what does busting a gut mean to you? Because I'd never really heard that term. She started to laugh. You see, she had been moving out of her old house a few months back. And in this house, where she had spent 15 years with her kids, she was packing up her stuff. The kids were grown up, and she didn't need such a large space anymore, as she had just found a new mate. And it was hard for her, as she didn't have any help, and she had to go through all the old memories and get rid of the stuff. She kept saying to everyone that what she was doing was busting a gut to get it all done. In Australia, I guess it's a term they use. So upon further discovery into the energy field and the beliefs of what she was carrying, I noticed that when she was in utero, her mom, it seems, had wanted to die. Those were the words that just kept showing up in the energy when I wanted to go release it. So I asked her, why would your mom want to die when you were in her womb? And she said that when she was in her womb, her father actually died. Her mother had to give her up for adoption because she could not care for another baby, as she already had 2 kids and no work. So she gave her up for adoption. However, when I went into the energy field, I could see that the mom, being overwhelmed with the sudden turn in her life, felt like she wanted to die too. And she was pissed, because she was like, why did he leave me alone, and why couldn't it have been me instead? That was her thought. Weird stuff happens when we get overwhelmed with life. And the energy of that was in my client still, and she was in her 50s now. Now what's really interesting is that over the course of this client's life, she literally said she kept feeling like she wanted to die at various points in her life. She even had a huge panic attack that happened right after a neighbor died, and it put her in a depression and a spin for weeks. You see, events in life can trigger things inside of you and old emotions and energy that you might not even know are still there. And this was what was occurring for her. So I wanted to show her that some of the stuff that she was feeling is not even your own stuff. So I wanted to show you that some of the stuff that you're feeling in your body is not even your own stuff originally. I mean, it originated somewhere else. And after we released this energy from my client, she reported that she is now healing a lot faster. If she had been willing to connect to her spiritual side and watch her words prior to this, who knows, maybe it wouldn't have happened. I mean, who knows? But words coupled with the strong emotions that are unhealed can have effect on the life all around you. Love is a healer and transformer of energy. It cuts through the emotion called fear that manifests as anger, doubt, shame, worry, guilt. Guilt and shame are the lowest frequency emotions. Remember on the scale of 0 to 1,000, guilt and shame are 20 and 30, and love is 500? Having choice over these emotions comes from feeling loving emotions. This is mainly how I was guided to transform people. Fill myself with light and get the feeling in my body of total love and kindness. For some people who are beaten up in life, feeling kindness and love is hard, but they can usually feel appreciation for something in their life. And that's why keeping a journal filled with all the things you appreciate can be a huge boost to your energy field. So I would get that energy in my field and fill my whole being with it. And that's how I would use my energy to fix people. It's really a great cure-all. It's not mental, it's a feeling in the heart that balances your emotions. Kids need to know this too. If they're a little cranky or crazy, just get them back in their heart. Kids can do this in 2 seconds. They're used to going there. Now let's just say that fear overwhelms you and you have a choice on what to do. I choose a totally different choice than most people. I ask my lower emotions, my fear, worry, anger, to actually intensify in my body. I remember waking up one morning and I felt this pure wave of terror in my body. And I talked to it. I said, can you turn yourself up for a moment so I can really, really, really feel you? You must really want my attention, so I'll pay attention to you, so just turn it up so I can really feel you. And then I use the consciousness of love in my heart, and using my light tools, I asked the fear to turn up, went into my heart, and I transformed it and transmuted it with love. Like a candle burning the last bits of flame, poof, it was gone. Asking the energy to work for you is how I live my life. I ask that all things in all ways in the universe support me. So if a negative energy comes up, it may be leaving and I'm just suddenly aware of it. I don't judge myself and go, oh, you suck, you had a negative thought, you're bad, you do this. I don't talk to myself like that anymore. I used to, but it's much more pleasant in my head now. I am much more gentle and I love myself a lot more than that. And I also ask questions. Because, sometimes when your body is doing funny things, sometimes your body just wants to cry. It's a chemical release that your body just wants to cry. So don't judge it. Just ask, am I releasing something? Or is this really mine? Or is it somebody else's body? What do you need? Really, really ask. And then add love and light to the things, and old news that you have in your body and energy fields will start unraveling. When you start adding some of this appreciation and the good vibes, sometimes what will happen is your junk will start leaving. Okay? It's just turning up to say bye-bye before it goes. So just ask, are you leaving, or do I have to do something else to pay attention to you? When my junk is leaving, sometimes I don't even know what it's about, so I have to go in and ask. So sometimes you're going to have to get a sense and know exactly what it's about. The issues people are having is because they're unwilling to go into the energy, look at it without judgment, and go, I'm feeling really angry. How cool is this? I get to figure something out today. Now notice I'm not projecting my anger anywhere. I'm not shouting at anyone or dumping my crap on another human being. I really try to, with all my efforts, to never do that. It's bad manners. But instead, go into the energy, go, wow, I'm angry. Why are you in my life? What are you trying to show me? But above all else, talk to it.